Guys, hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Um, I was going to take a little bit of time today and go through my current top 5 slip joints in my collection, but I was going to start with an honorable mention. This knife here. This is the TwoSun TS197. It didn't make the top 5, but it's only because a couple of new ones have come into the fold. And like this list will continue to evolve, I'm sure. But the TwoSun TS197, I think it is a fantastic knife. M390 steel, deep hollow grind, nice bone handle, really good walk and talk, and just too good to leave off the list altogether. But let's start with what I would consider in my collection to be my top 5 slip joints. That means they're carried the most, I enjoy them the most, and I think they're the best slip joints in my collection currently. Before we get started, if you guys would, please hit that subscribe button right there if you haven't yet, and that bell notification icon. It would really help me out. I would appreciate it greatly. The first knife that we're going to look at is the MKM Gen Anso Root. This is a super cool knife. Came with this little slip. This is a magnetic slip. You can either wear it on your belt like that, or you can just drop it in your pocket like that. But it's a small, thin, light aluminum handle, M390 blade, little slip joint, really thin, tall, flat grind that's super slicey, super thin behind the edge, thin blade stock, absolutely fantastic lockup, nice walk and talk. Gen Anso in the Root has these 3 finger holes here to give you more of a grab as opposed to using a nail nick. So anyway, just a really good knife, a knife that I've really enjoyed having. Let's see if I've got any. I don't have any coupons, but grab a piece of paper and we can do a little cut each time. Whoops, do I have 2 pieces of paper there? We'll see. Yes. Anyway, so we've got 2 pieces of paper there. This little guy is very slicey. Whoops. Even though I'm not the best at cutting, especially under the camera. The Gen Anso Root and M390, fantastic little knife, great knife in my collection. Out of my top 5, I would put this one in the number 5 slot. These are going to be in order, current order, but the Gen Anso MKM Root is number 5 on the list. Moving on, we will go to number 4 on the list. Number 4 on the list was my second slip joint in my collection. Got it right after I picked up the Ohio River Jack. Actually, before the Ohio River Jack was delivered, I ordered this because of the deep hollow grind. I'd seen a couple of reviews that made me realize it was going to be more slicey. I love the walk and talk on it. I love the long nail nick because, like, I think I've told you guys, I prefer grabbing the blade with my finger as opposed to picking it with my nail. Just personal preference. But this knife, very slicey. Again, it's a deep hollow grind, so I would expect nothing less from it. This particular one is in a gold carbon fiber. Really nice stainless springs, stainless liners. 14C 28N blade on this particular one. So that is the QSP Penguin. I would say this is number 4. It's in a little Etsy slip that I picked up, and it's one that I'm glad to have in the collection, carry it quite a bit, and it gets the job done. Moving on to number 3, we've got a fantastically thin, fantastically well engineered, A little bit different on the walk and talk. It's kind of got a ratcheting system where you can take it to, there were 2 clicks there. So you got 1 click, 2 click, 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 5 clicks, 6 clicks. Or it's kind of got a ratchety system. But in either case, you've got your half stop, you've got your fully open, and you've got a really nice full-sized EDC slip joint with a super, super thin Bowler M390 blade. And this is, if I haven't said earlier, the Maxace Beetle. The Beetle is one of the thinnest knives, blade steel wise, in my collection, and probably one of the sliciest knives. It's got a beautiful shred carbon fiber handle with titanium bolsters, titanium liners. It's got a nice stainless steel spring here and this M390 blade. I love the walk and talk. It doesn't bother me a bit. It is a little bit more unique. It's a little different, but again, it's not something that I see to be a problem, and I really do enjoy this knife. It's a little bit on the larger size, but it fits this slip. Another one of my Etsy slips that came from over in Russia. Fits it fine, drops right in my pocket, and it's just a good one. So moving on, this will be our number 2 knife, and it should be no surprise. It's the Qvist Vanish. The Qvist Vanish is probably one of my smallest slip joints. It is in titanium with 20 CV blade. Looks just like um, the Qvist Vanquist PE. I'm losing it now, but it looks just like it. The same style of knife as a variant PE. I'm sorry. And this is the slip joint version, which is the Vanish. It is a flat grind, 20 CV blade, very slicey, very small and nimble. I like it because it is small and nimble. It goes in the pocket very easily. It goes in the little slip that it came with, fits it perfectly. The titanium handles are put together very well. You've got this nice stainless spring. I love the blacked out or the black wash 20 CV blade. It's got a very distinct half stop, very distinct close, i.e. the walk and talk on this knife is very good. You'll notice you don't have any displacement in the spring during the half stop, during the close, or during the open. So it's just really engineered well, has a really good sharpening choil. Again, super slicey. I could cut with this little knife all day. It has cut a lot of paper. It's opened a lot of packages. It is in the pocket quite often because, again, it's small, it's nimble, and it fits the bill. And that's my number 2 favorite slip joint currently in the collection, which brings us to our number 1, which is a newer acquisition. And this could all change within the next 5 or 6 days. But this is my first Jack Wolf, the Jack Wolf Low Drag Jack. It is just an absolute banger. It hadn't left my pocket since I got it. Has the thinnest behind the edge grind, even thinner than the Maxace. Where was that? So the Maxace is going to have much thinner blade stock, but the Jack Wolf is actually going to be thinner behind the edge, because you've got that deep hollow grind versus that flat. Again, the fit and finish on this knife is done extremely, extremely well. The S90V blade, again, has great belt satin grind on it. It is, like I said, a deep hollow grind. It is S90V, which really attracted me to this knife, even though when I set out to get it, as I've told the story before, I was not hunting this knife, but it is in the dark matter carbon fiber, titanium handles, titanium liners, small knife, but just a very, very able knife. Walk and talk on it is fantastic. It's got a very distinctive half stop, no displacement, fully open, no displacement fully closed. The number one in my slip joint collection that I swore I'd never get, never had any interest for. Now it's in my pocket. The Jack Wolf low drag jack. So we've got the Qvist variant. We've got the Maxace. We've got the low drag that's already made its way back into my pocket. We've got the QSP Hedgehog. We've got the Enzo Root MKM, Gen Anso. And then our honorable mention was the TwoSun. So guys, long story short, I'm really enjoying my dive into slip joints. They're part of my carry now every day. I have a slip joint with me pretty much every day where I go. It's in my left pocket. Sometimes I'll have a fixed blade pocket dropper, but most of the time, the slip joint's going to be in that left pocket. Guys, I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you if you took the time to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. I'd really appreciate it if you look out for the guy or gal to your left, look out for the guy or gal to your right, look out for each other, go forward with love in your heart, choose debate, not hate. I love you all. I'll see y'all real soon till we meet again. Peace.